Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Wanted to get on here today and talk about perimenopause. I've had a couple of people that asked me how I'm dealing with being perimenopause. Now, I'm definitely no expert, but I am using some things to cope and get through it, and I feel like it's going pretty good so far. And I have to say, I kind of feel better now than I did when I was having my cycle. Some of this will be skin changes that I've noticed, lifestyle and diet. So I'm just going to throw in everything that I'm doing to cope. Okay, the first things I'm doing I've had in a lot of videos, and that is gut health. I watched Dr. Berg, and he says if your gut health is good, if your acids are really good, okay, let's take this from the other angle. If they're not good, your body can't break down the food and get the nutrients it needs. Well, in perimenopause, I would think that's more important than ever because so much is being taxed. And so to do that, I am using apple cider vinegar in water every morning. I would say you get used to the taste. I got used to the taste and I really enjoy it. So this is probably my fourth one of these. I actually do it. And then I use betaine, and this is really good for gut health. Consequently, it's also good for allergies. I take two to three in the morning with breakfast. I take one in the afternoon, and then I take another two at dinner time to keep my allergies and my gut health good. Okay, next, I'll just go ahead and stay with like supplement type things. And I do cod liver oil for the skin, hair, nails. I think it's good for heart health. I kind of think it's good for everything. I got low A because I used to be on tretinoin and I didn't want an excess of A. Next time I'll probably just get regular A. And then I take a vitamin. And I either take the Complete Woman. A friend of mine at the gym told me this is a mood stabilizer. Why not? And I do think this makes me feel nice and even. Or if I need a little more energy, I do the GNC Ultra Mega Greens, and this does give energy. I had a subscriber say they had a bad reaction to this, like very anxious. So watch these. They have hidden caffeine in them, is what they told me. And I believe it because they do give me energy. They have green tea extract, so be real careful with this. When I take this, a lot of times I just take one, but I do really like those. But be careful with those if you tend to be anxious or have a sensitivity to caffeine. I also do Trader Joe's nutritional yeast. I just eat this by the spoonful. I find it delicious. It's very gummy, but it's a little Parmesan-y or nutty or something. I find it delicious. You can put it on salads, Parmesan squash. This is full of B vitamins, which are very calming. I mean, the B vitamins are just important for so many things. I find this helps with anxiety. Really smooths me out. I also take collagen supplements. Now, I wouldn't say I take these every day. I would say 3 to 4 times a week. I will either add a scoop of the MAV collagen peptides to some almond milk and blend it up after the gym. Or if I'm in a hurry, I'll take these Super Collagen C by Neocell. You have to take 6 of these for a serving, so it's quite a few. But if I'm in a hurry, I'll take 3 in the morning, 3 at night. I like the idea of both of these. I have not noticed them helping my joints, so I hope they're helping my skin. Okay, next, I really am protecting my workouts. The cardio is essential for my mood, my energy, and my weights, because with menopause, we start losing more muscle. Everything kind of slows down. So I'm really trying to get at least 2, preferably 3 full weight workouts in where I work my total body. It keeps everything pulled in tight and I feel better and stronger, but also protects joints and your bones. But along with that, I listen to my body. When I feel like pushing, I push. But I always try to get up there and just move. And then if I feel like pushing, great. And if I don't, some days I don't work as hard as others. But that's okay. I try to get there. But I am listening to my body. Okay, next, I am vigilant about my simple sugars. They have always made me feel horrible. And now more than ever, while some days I'll feel foggier than others and just not as energetic, I am not adding a lot of simple sugars on top of that. It's always made me feel horrible. But now when, on those weeks when I really feel like it feels like PMS, I do not allow myself to go and kind of numb that out with sugars. Never. And I'm going to follow up with workouts with I am really listening to my body. There are times that I can tell I need a day watching Netflix or sitting out on my patio or reading a book. And when I need those days, I am taking them. And I will tell y'all, I am loving that. Much of this summer, with the stress of moving my youngest to college and so much going on, that I feel like that saved me. I just would go sit on my patio, I would take my book, I would feed the birds, and just kind of reconnect with nature and center myself. And reading was a huge part of that. When I feel myself getting keyed up or hormonal, foggy, today, I'll tell y'all, today I feel pretty foggy. And so after I make this video, I'm headed out to my patio and I'm going to read my book. So yeah, I'm really listening to my body. And along with that, sleep. And I'm using my sleep app. My favorite sleep app is called Auto Sleep. And I love that because if I go to bed at midnight and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, before I had my sleep app, I was like, well, I didn't sleep good, but I'm getting up. Something about seeing it on a graph, looking at it and going, okay, I've been in bed 8 hours, but I only got 5 hours of sleep. Go back to sleep. So it makes me more aware of my sleep habits and when I need more. Okay, and I mentioned that I will go outside and read. I cannot stress to y'all how much this helps me to get out of my own head, to calm myself down. It's the only thing I do where I can't multitask, can't be watching a video, can't be watching TV. I'm in my book. And it is just the most calming thing that I can do. So I'm loving that. Also for relaxation, when I'm watching TV at night, my husband and I will be watching a show and I will get my yoga bolster and a blanket and I get down on the floor and I'll just clear my mind. I'll close my eyes and I am just in the present. That helps me so much. And if you don't know what a yoga bolster is, hang on. This is a yoga bolster. I get this and a blanket and I get down in the floor and I do yoga poses and just clear my mind and just be in the present. And I find that I can do that while I watch TV and during commercials. I'll just close my eyes and just be in the present and try to empty my mind out and slow everything down. It is the best. When my body wants to slow down, I let it, because I found when I push through that too much, I will crash, especially with all the other stress I have going on. So I'm really listening to my body. When I go work out, I'm usually pushing hard and I love that. But when it's time to rest, they're equally important. Okay, next, I'm going to move on to skin. The changes that I've seen in my skin, I do not notice a lot of dryness yet, but my arms, I looked down one day and was like, what happened to my arms? The texture was bad. My hands, the back of my hands looked bad. So apparently other parts of my body are drying out. So I am really being careful to moisturize. I have never done that. But I am now, and I'm loving this Jason's Softening Cocoa Butter. I love that. I also love acid lotions for the spottiness on my arms. I need to use that on my chest. And I also like this Philosophy Pink Marshmallow Buttercream. Those are just the ones that I have out right now, and I'm really enjoying those. So I'm really paying attention to my body skin better. For my face, like I said, I haven't noticed a lot of dryness, but I am being careful to get some moisture on my face. I cleanse and tone with something that doesn't strip my skin at all. I use the Burt's Bees Gentle Foaming and the Cleansing Oil, and then the Thayer's Witch Hazel. For moisture at night, I use the Rose Water and Glycerin. I just started using this. It is lovely. I just drip it into my hand and use it kind of like a toner or an essence. Rub my hands together and pat this on my face. It leaves the most beautiful glow and very light moisture I love this. And all this has in it is purified water, glycerin, and rose extract. Hydro Essential Rose. So it does smell like roses. This is beautiful. I bet this would be lovely as a primer if you're dry in the mornings, but I use this at night. And then I use an oil. And really, my favorites right now are the Clarins Lotus Oil, which is a balancer, but I like it. And it has a very strong herbal smell. The Derma E Rosehip and Cranberry. I love that. Or the Drunk Elephant Marula. I like any of these oils. Okay, next, if I do look parched and like my pores are standing out, I have found just recently, if I take it easier on my acids, my skin kind of plumps back out. I think I was overdoing it on the acids, and so I use them in the mornings. I don't use anything harsh on my skin at night. At nighttime, I go gentle, and during the daytime, I'll put an acid. But if I notice that my skin is looking dried out or dehydrated, I'll kind of ease back on the acids and focus more on the moisture. And I also will be sure I'm getting plenty of good fats, nuts, peanut butter, avocados, a lot of good fats to really get, a lot of good moisture. It feeds the brain, it feeds the skin. So I make sure I get a lot of good fats and some carbs. If my face starts looking drawn down and kind of haggard, I will increase my carbs for a few days, because I have found if I go too low on my carbs for too long, not only do I personally feel bad, my face does not look good. And I don't know what it is. It's around the eyes and my whole face just doesn't look right. So I will kind of carb load for a couple of days and kind of get that water back on my frame, because when you cut back real low on carbs, your body dumps water. It also dumps it out of your face, your eyes, everything. So I will carb load for a couple of days. Now that's a balance. That is a balancing act. Too many carbs for too long, and I don't feel good on that either. It sets off sugar cravings, so I just listen to my body. That is one of the first things I'll do, is add some carbs back in. Like I'll go up to maybe 100 carbs for a couple of days. Good carbs. Higher carb veggies like potatoes. I never go for the simple sugars, but I will add back in some potatoes, maybe some gluten-free crackers, get that water back on my frame, and it makes my face look better. Okay, and then estrogen and progesterone cream. Mostly progesterone. I use progesterone cream anytime I'm feeling moody or keyed up. I don't measure it out. I just get usually, dip my finger in it. I just put it on my arm, and it just kind of calms me down. I can just kind of feel when I need it. But I've used the GNC progesterone for years for PMS. So when I'm feeling kind of PMSy, keyed up, I can feel when I'm keyed up and I need that. So I'll use that. And then if I'm feeling kind of on the depressed side, and this is not scientific at all, I'm just telling y'all what I do, I'll get a tiny bit of estrogen cream, but I'm careful with this, because I think if I use this too much, I start feeling a little psycho, a little anxious. I'm very careful with this, and I rarely use it, but if I start feeling blue, sometimes I'll use this. And I don't know if this will stick around. I may use Sam E instead. Ooh, Sam E. Sam E is natural. We all have Sam E. They say it's in every cell of your body. I love these. I don't take these every day like a vitamin, but if I'm feeling a little blue, I will take one of these, and they help me. I usually take these for 2 or 3 days and then rest off of them. But I get a noticeable improvement in my mood. When I use these, I would just say research anything that you take. So I would research those. But I've never had an adverse effect with them, and they really give me just a little bit of a lift on blue days. Okay, and those are all of the things that I'm using to get through perimenopause. And honestly, it has been pretty painless. I would say I have less mood swings now than I did when I was having a regular cycle. And if you have any good tips for us on how to deal with perimenopause or menopause, put those down below. Share those with us so that we can do those with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Leave comments and questions down below, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good day. Bye.